What is up, everybody? Welcome to my video. My name is Black Hippie. Thank you so much for watching this video. Before we get into what I have for you today, please go like my page and be sure to follow it and set it as a favorite so that you don't miss any of my new uploads. So what I have for you guys today is something a bit more chilled, a bit more mellow. I think we're going to be working at quite a low BPM today. We're going to be looking at something around 100, maybe 105 if I feel like we need to speed it up a little bit more. And I'm just going to try and work on something a bit more trap soul-y, but I did not want to call it trap soul because I do not have Breast Until in mind at all, but it is something within that lane and something that I have in mind, something more Summer Walker vibes, more like Cesar's. So let's just get into the video and see what we can come up with. So I've already selected or found, I suppose, a sample that I would like to start off with. It's from a sample kit called Empress by a company called Slate Digital. Please do check them out. They have fantastic plugins and fantastic sample kits, which will definitely level up your production game. So let's just listen to this. I've locked it at 100 BPMs right now, and I've set the pitch to G major, looks like. Yeah, so let's just have a listen. It's definitely quite saucy, and like it has a lot of ambiance as well. As you can see over here, and shout out to Luke Cloud for the fantastic plugin. They show the different instruments, or essentially, like if you have a sample, they have an AI that runs in the back that detects or I guess reads the sample, and it gives you, or it classifies the instrument that your sample essentially stands for. So if you guys are familiar with this term atmosphere, essentially this is just like a set of sounds, I guess, as you can hear in the sample, that create this sort of, as I said before, like ambient sort of sound that will really give your song or whatever it is that you're trying to create some stereo with right from the get-go. As you can hear, there's quite a lot of reverb that's been applied to the sample, and it sounds fantastic. So we're just gonna go right ahead and open my trusted DAW Studio One. And so once we got the DAW set up, I'm just gonna export this and drag it onto Studio One, and then just stretch it out a little bit more. Close my browser. I don't think I'm gonna be needing it today. Well, not right now, I suppose. And then let's just start off first by just cutting the sample here. And then let's just hear what this is. I think I'm going to cut it 4 ways. And then let's just go listen to the first part one more time. I think I'd like that to duplicate. I'd like to hear it once more over. Then we can drag these down. If you're wondering what's in my cup, by the way, it's just coffee. It's July 2021 in Bots. If you live in Bots, you know what that means. We just be having coffee, nothing else. Alright, so this saucy part that comes in over here, I think I want to save that for where I want to drop my drums, essentially. Just load up my drums over here with the 808s and all the perks that I'm going to be building up to. So this will essentially be the chorus. Let's just go back to the beginning of the song and just listen to it one more time. I'm just going to load up RC20 just to give the sample a bit more sauce, a bit more of my own feel. Just gonna turn down the noise a bit more. Turn up the wobble. Maybe open up the sample a bit more, give it a bit more space. Maybe not that much because it already sounds mad wet from all the reverb that it came with. Then I'll just apply maybe 140 with. definitely gave it a lot more life. So I'm just gonna take this down here and just copy it into the next track, just so we have a bit of consistency across all our different sections. Just duplicate this one more time. We just drag this part down there. Just go right ahead and duplicate that. Duplicate our track one more time. I did not want to duplicate everything, I just wanted this second section over here. So if you can kind of already tell, the first 16 bars of the song I'm going to have is an intro, and then depending, I was having a chat the other day with a friend of mine, and he was essentially, I guess, calling me out as to why I always set up my choruses to go on for 16 bars, and I just felt like, you know, you gotta feel it, especially if the beat slaps. You want to hear it again. So I guess it's just always up to the producer, and this is a tip for you as well as a producer. No matter what you're trying to produce, or essentially no matter what kind of song you're trying to make, it's just important that if you're making that type of song that has like a hook or like a chorus, the way you arrange the song, you need to make sure that that hook section or that chorus section stands out. But by saying that it stands out doesn't mean you should necessarily load it up with like a lot of different sounds, but essentially it should just have a lot more life than like the rest of the song. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna drag this on over here and just duplicate that. Alright, and let's just have this entire 16 as our chorus. Just gonna go right ahead down here and just set our key, G major. Fantastic key. I love making songs in G major. You just always sound happy and alive, and I enjoy making them. So for this next section, open it up as well, make it a 16. And then we'll just pause for now and just copy this over. So these are our two choruses that we're gonna try to get out the song, and then we'll see what to make of that. So let's just try and get a basic trap soul R&B drum line going over here. I'm just going and play that. Just gonna normalize it and then just turn it down. Definitely along the lines of something that we're trying to make today. Just gonna copy it on over to this section here. Next up, let's just go find a clap. Drag it in there. And just lay out something for our track, and then think for every third. Show you that. Okay. That sounded a bit interesting. I'm not sure if it's really going where I wanted, so let's just go back into loop cloud. Let's just try the magic clap. Actually, let's try both of them. I think I prefer both of them actually, so let's just duplicate this across the chorus and just see what that sounds like. Just gonna turn it down. So you see, sometimes if you layer like two different claps to give you an extra saucy sound, so you should never be scared to like experiment, do crazy stuff like layer claps and snares and layer hi-hats with open hats, and always experiment with music, because I guess the key is to make stuff that sounds unique and that sounds good too. Yeah, I'll turn it down just a bit more. Alright, so I'm gonna go back to our loops again. Let's try to jag it more. I'm gonna turn on the MIDI for this, just so that I can get something. Oh, did not mean to close that. Something nice. So let me just give myself a bit more time to come in there. Let's try it. I'm not recording. Okay, I missed something here. I was not trying to, so let's just record from, okay, let's just quantize these. Pitch it down slightly. I'm gonna try something I haven't tried before, and it was on here. There we go, Bassmaster. So let's just load that up. And then I don't really have anything that I prefer using on here, but we could definitely. That's a good start. So let's open up our piano roll, make sure it's set to scale, and then we'll just start off by this is gonna be a little lower. Let's see how that sounds like. Alright, cool, and I get that definitely. Man, I can make a whole song out of this alone. See me? It's a pretty dope bass, but I don't think we can really use it, so let's just go ahead and try to find something else, maybe gentle. let's just see how that blends with everything. We could start off right at 0 and bring it in slowly to where we feel comfortable. I'm just gonna turn up my volume and just make sure that doesn't affect the volume. High. I just needed to ensure that I could hear the song too. This song's so saucy. This sounds pretty saucy. Alright, cool. So we've taken quite a lot of time with this bass. So let's just go ahead and just add a bit more to the drum section. I think I'd like to add a few more percussions. So now I think for the percussions we can go ahead and add our impact. Alright, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go all the way up, load up a default impact, and then we'll build our own drum kit. So let's just close up the cakes, open up the rim shots, and just try and identify just a few different sounds. Like the Omega. Let's just take the Omega and load it up in C2, and then yeah, we can load up the viral rim shot as well in C#2, and then let's check in percussions. Let's get this cash percussion as well. Yeah, we could get the Mafia Triangle too. That's pretty saucy. We can get the pill as well. Yeah, this underwater snare perk is also pretty saucy. I think I actually wanna. Okay, let's just leave that in there. I can still use it. So let's play a song. Let's see what. Alright, let's try to see where we can fit that. So we're just gonna play our song maybe from here, and then start recording. So that's pretty sweet. Let's just see what that sounds like. I think it's a bit offbeat, so let's just highlight all of them. Drag it all the way there. Let's see. Alright, that's a bit too quick, so put it there. Okay, Q for quantize. This should be quantized. Cool, fire. So let's just go ahead and duplicate that, and then stretch this out, and then duplicate one more time, and then stretch it out, and then just play it back once more. Oh, hold on, pressed way too many buttons at once. I like that. Just gonna filter it slightly. I think maybe turn it down. Turn up the run sounds. Saucy. So we're done with that first perk. So what I usually like to do when I'm making drums with impact is that I will just mix this down. Then after mixing it down, just come and rename it perk 1, and then shift enter. And then once we've done that, we can go on right back to our impact track, unmute it, and then we can either decide to like mute all of these if that's what we're about, or delete them if you feel like you're not gonna need it anymore. But I usually prefer to mute just in case I need it again in the future. So let's check out our other perks. I like that. Okay, cool. So let's go back once more, and then we'll start recording. good enough now. Get the idea. Just wanted something in the back just to emphasize that clap a bit more. Hit Q for quantize, and then let's just play it back. Fire, 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 fire. So same steps, mix it down. Once it's done mixing down, go back, rename it perk 2, shift enter, and then unmute or impact track once more and highlight all our perk 2 I guess hits and just mute. And let's check out the next one. Hey, we could use this. It could be a saucy little. We could start that right off the bat, I think. So it's pretty cool. Alright, fine. We just need them 2 hits, and then we'll just copy it across the rest of the track. So we hit Q for quantize. Cool, so that's exactly what I want, but the hit's a bit too loud. So let's just go on right ahead and turn it down slightly. We could even start off by filtering it. Let's filter it. Fire. And we can turn it down. See what it sounds like in this song. You can barely hear it. Okay, cool. So let's just turn off the filter for now. Fire. So let's turn on the filter and look at this. Bit of saucy. I think I'll later on add some reverb. Try to give it more presence in the track, but I think for now, oh, okay. I think for now it's doing the job. So let's just go ahead and save that, and then duplicate. Oh, it looks like it's gonna need a bit more help with the placement. Just make sure it hits right. Okay, that hits right. Let's do it one more time. Okay, those look like they hit right. Just right, just right. Hold on. Just make sure I'm not messing anything up there. Oh, that's why they hit just right. Ooh. Guess if it's cutting off. Okay, it's not cutting it off anymore. Okay, fantastic. So let's just mix this down. Then rename it to triangle. Okay, interesting. Angle. And then these we can, so let me just, this is the clap, and then over here we have the kick. Let me just make sure that, and then over here we have our bass master. You don't need to change that. I'm going to highlight all 3 of these tracks, and then I'm going to transform all 3 of them to audio tracks, because I'm pretty much done with the arrangement. I don't need to go back into it anymore. I'd like to start working on the mixing a bit more, and it's usually more, I guess, it's usually recommended to mix audio files, like wave files, and not instruments, just because of CPU chats, I guess, and I think even just the way it comes out while you are editing, I think your system will be able to register or essentially play back a bit quicker if you're working on an audio file instead of an instrument. Let's just check out what else we loaded up on here one more time. I like this. I like this. I want to use that. So that oh, it looks like it's not on. Oh, just needed that. That was not right. this is supposed to be playing. Maybe it's because it's muted. Okay, cool. So this is let's see. This is supposed to be something on here. Oops. Alright, so this last one, I don't like the way it hit. I think it should just still hit on the third. Let's put some right here. I saw. See, we'll have that going across the song. All right, these are the triangles. So forgot to mute these. Let's just go right ahead and just mute these down. And then, yeah, let's go mix this down. So this will be our snare. Fire. So after I have everything laid out like this, usually just like to push up my impact over there. If I'm not going to be using it anymore, I'll just disable it and just leave it over there for now. And then just in case I need to create any more drums, I'll revisit it. So one thing I realized I don't have yet in my set of drums is my open hat. So let's just open up our cymatics pack one more time and try to sauce up a hat. Try to burner. Wish it was a bit longer, just slightly. So let's just try and maybe 0.8. Where does it even hit? It hits right there. And this is a weird spot to hit. Let's see how that sounds like if it hits here. Alright, so let's just open up our effect over here. And bring up an H reverb. Oops. Second reverb over here. You can open up our H reverb stereo, but instead of putting it directly on the track, I want to make it ascend. Alright, so let's sync this to our song. Let's have it at around, yeah, somewhere down there. Actually, let's just leave that as is, and then just play it for now. that's our drum pattern done. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take on the dot and then click on Alt and just drag it on over to my second chorus over here, and then we're gonna just listen to this next part over here and just see how we can just like switch it up a little bit more. These samples are quite loud. I'm just gonna give them all minus 3 dB. And I think I'm just gonna go in ahead and just open up my Smart EQ3 for this next part here, because I'll just like it to just carve out a bit of the harshness that the sample is giving, and just boost certain parts for clarity. There we go. So I like what it's done from the mids to the highs, but I like what it's done in general, to be honest. I'm just gonna increase the strength of the algorithm, and maybe just pull this down slightly. Alright, so that's pretty solid. So what I want to do is for some of these, well, all these samples, to be honest, I'm just going to select all of this, yeah. And I'm just gonna set my slice tool. So I'm just gonna slice all of that. Slice. I'm not sure why it didn't work like that for the second one, but I think I just had to highlight everything. So once I've sliced all of that, I'm just gonna carry on some of these into the next part. So just duplicate. Including maybe this section of hats as well. Before our chorus drops one more time. As well as snare, let's give it like minus 5 dB, 6, 7, 8. That's pretty solid. So let's just send it to our reverb. Give it a bit more stereo width, and then what we're gonna do now in this next 16, what I usually like to do is just carry on the drums over, just give them their own time to shine. So once we do that, looks like certain samples here are a bit too long. Just gotta fix that. Okay, so let's see what this sounds like. Yeah, I really like this. It's pretty solid. Let's open up another 16. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take the first part of our sample, duplicate it, and then send it all the way up to here. And then I am gonna quarter speed it, which is pretty slow, so that it takes up our entire 16. And then for the whole 16 bars, I'm just gonna maybe reduce it by 10 dB. Okay, 11 dB. And then I'm just gonna fade it right across this entire section. So let's just listen to what that sounds like. Pretty crazy. Then I could introduce our hats in this section. Just gonna make sure it doesn't go too loud. It is pretty abstract. Then that could be the end of our song. Thank you so much for watching my video, guys. That's essentially how you would go about making a trap soul beat. Essentially, just always make sure that if you are a hip hop producer like myself, and I find myself getting lost in this quite a lot. Just avoid trying to make the beat fast and like hype and like really lit, unless that's what you're trying to go for. And just try and keep calm throughout the whole time, as I tried to do in this video. I hope you guys learned something. Please be sure to like and share if you enjoyed this video, and please go check out my other videos as well. You might just learn something from there too. My name is Black Hippie. Get with the waves.